Hello everyone, welcome to the session 4 of She Powers BI, Restart, Reskill, Rise with Power BI. So this is a DIY women mentorship program where people like more than 40 women have joined the session and they are, they are learning right from the session 1. So if you have missed the previous sessions, I will just post the link where you can go ahead and check it. Okay, so today I'm very much happy to introduce our guest speaker, Divya Akula. Um, so, Divya Akla is a Microsoft MVP in responsible AI and Azure AI service and a global speaker recognized for her contributions to advancing ethical AI and data-driven innovation. With a rich background in AI solution, analytics, and digital transformation, she is passionate about helping professionals and organizations build responsible human created AI system. As a mentor and speaker, Divya empowers learners, especially women in tech, to explore the intersection of AI, ethics, and data analytics, inspiring them to create meaningful impact through the technology. So I met Divya during the Microsoft AI tour, and very first time which I when I met her, I feel like some like friendly face, and then the way she talk and everything, which was really made me so much comfortable. And I'm really very much happy to invite her for this today's session. Hi Divya, thank you so much for accepting the invite and joining today. I'm so happy to invite you today.
Thanks, Gomati. And I do not forget the A2 session. That was the first time I met Gomati in person, but I know her through the sessions and etc. I'm really happy that we met, and thanks for this opportunity to talk in your show.
Thank you so much, Divya.
Thank you. So I have a small presentation today.
Yes, please, you can share.
Yeah, today I would be talking about AI, but yeah, but how AI supports our personal life. Mostly we talk about AI in professional life. So this is a system that I use. Probably it can be helpful for any one of you. So I'll just take 10 to 15 minutes and probably then hand over to Gomati for your session. So
Sure.
today I'll be, yeah, thanks, Gomati. So today I'll be walking you through something deeply powerful, how AI quietly supports different parts of everyday life. Not as a replacement for us, but as a quiet companion that makes things lighter, smoother, and more organized. Uh, I made it little women centric because we deal with a lot of challenges. I deal with a lot of challenges in day to day. So, though I say women, it can be useful for both genders. Yes, or sorry, any gender. And when we think of AI, we often imagine complex systems, but AI can be intentionally personal. So I have grouped the AI into certain categories that you see on the screen, like emotional support, career and leadership, parenting support, personal projects, health and well-being, planning and organizing, etc. Now think of this as a map where I use. Now you can use it in various regions where you need an extra help. The question is always, it can A, it's not always can AI help. The question is where I need help with AI. So if you are clear with the questions, probably the answers would flow through. Having said that, one quick thing that I use AI as, I use it as a career accelerator. Say if I'm preparing for an interview, say in an X company. Now I can ask AI, say whether it's a ChatGPT, Cloud, DeepSeek, whatever AI assistant that you are comfortable with. Use it for your interview preparation. Prompt it in such a way that think that you're a manager from the X company and ask me the questions and review my answers based on it. It can do that. I have done multiple. I have taken and given multiple interviews using AI, and also the talks, the slides that even I'm doing today. I have prepared the concept is mine. The slides, it has asked me to choose the pastel theme, so it is more reflective. So it is kind of a coordination that I do with AI and can be helpful for most of us. If you have to create your CV or refine the CVs, because we do a lot of I do a lot of CV refining. That is one case I use, but there are lots of cases which you can use it in day to day. If you are having a talk with your leadership, or if you want to refine your email. Now, most of us use it in email for, say, the Copilot is a thing, but even if you are preparing for a leadership meeting, probably you can listen. Or if you are entering into a new geographical area, say for example, I just entered into UAE region, so I don't know what is the culture. How do we wish? How do we respond? What are the do's and don'ts? So such things can be discussed with AI. And having said that, since I'm a code developer, I also use it in code. Yeah, code I use it for 33%. Say, 1/3 of my life goes in coding. And I also ask it to create an architecture diagram. Though it doesn't give me a complete diagram, it at least helps me to analyze my thoughts more deepful and more structure oriented, so that I can provide a step-by-step solutions for the clients. Again, personalizing it. Now, if you ask me, okay, you said that it is personalized help. Now, why are you talking about career? Because career is a part of me. Coming to the other side, the emotional support that we get from AI, that can be getting from AI. But before even saying that, last time I have done a post and people has came back to me and saying that, are you trying to replace a human connection? No, I'm not trying to replace a human connection, nor I'm trying to replace a therapy. What I'm saying is, if you do not have access to both of these at a moment, you can take a you can take a definitely help from AIs. For example, if you are having a very bad day and you have a very important meeting to attend, ask AI for the grounding. How can you be grounded, or the affirmations that you need before you enter into that meeting, or before you take that exam. Sometimes all we need is a moment of pause, moment to recenter, reflect. So if we pour our thoughts to A, it will come back with the steps that are needed for us to make uh, our day a little better, to have that extra support of emotions. Now, having said that, I thrive on I thrive on affirmations. I thrive a lot on affirmations. My day starts with affirmations, and since I do with affirmations, now I wanted to extend it for my kid as well. So, what kind of parenting support do I seek? First thing, most important things is worksheets. They have lots of. He's a tween now, so he's 10, and there are a lot of things that is evolving with his work. At my childhood, I don't remember it working so much. So I definitely need, as an overthinker, if I start creating a worksheet, one worksheet would take itself 1 week. So I started creating worksheets with the help of AI. And the affirmations that I have to use and the kid has to use, again from AIs, he's same, like me, both anxious, both excited to give his best. So he need this grounding affirmations as well. So it create, when you call it per kid, it gives you the personalized affirmations according to his behavior. And I do, since I said he's now a twin, I tend to do some behavior tracking because he's entering into that hormonal changes. So these things, if I start creating, or if I seek a professional help, probably taking the appointment itself would be a tedious task. So just with again, I'm saying that this is not a replacement for anything, but to start with, this is a good thing. Rather than juggling between coffee, thoughts, tea, the thoughts are missing. So tea and coffee and tea, it's better we get a support from a system like which helps us to kickstart the things that we are planning from so long. Now, as I said, it is not what AI can do, it is where I need the help. So I use it in major financial decisions, whether I have to buy Instapot or NutriPot, even that is decided by my AI assistant. But again, it saves time, it saves effort. and I can use this time for a better thing. So I leave it to a certain decisions and the creativity and content, even the slides. I get it reviewed by AI. Once I'm done with it, I give you my narrative, what I'm speaking with you today was also reviewed by AI. So what I'm saying is, do not look a at a in a perspective where it can be useful only at work. I know now it has shifted, but I think this as a minor reminder to what you already know. Now, having said that, does having AI help? Yes, having AI help, but what we have to do? Self-help is also a very important thing, especially with being mom, being being at work, whether you're at work, whether you are a full-time parent. There are a lot of things that you are struggling with day in and day out. Now, the most important thing is your self-check. How is your day going? Though if no one asks, create reminders and create reminders. If you need some prompts, get it from AI and ensure that you check on yourself before anyone else on how you are doing. So that makes us feel comfortable, and we also know or get an understanding of how our mental health is. So since I'm talking more about mental health, I understand that, but I come from responsible AI, and mental health is the huge important factor for me personally, and also for responsible AI principles as well. And if you are working from home like me, and like many of us, there is this scenario where you are always on. You do not feel off. Yeah, you wake up from the bed, you have an issue ready. So do not do that. Keep the time blocks. Keep your tend to keep your work hours strict. During the off time, probably take a walk or move away from your system, or if feasible, uh, dedicate one office room for you. And feeling like you are losing the balance, especially with the minors around. They are always needy, constant and needy. They always need their mom. Also, of course, they need their both of the parents, but mom is something that they would love to stick to. So one advice that worked for me is visual daily calendar. I create a calendar. He's very excited. I have one boy kid, so he's very excited. Probably whatever works best for you. But again, this visual calendar, I have taken it from AI. So how it works based on his colors of choice, the theming, etc. If I had to create this, I think I would have lost myself in creating this flow itself. Forget about the presentation. Now, the most important thing is taking a break. Even if you deserve, you don't deserve. There is no question of asking deserve. But some people think that we do not deserve breaks. But the most important thing for any human to come back to their original state is taking breaks. That's what I believe. Whether it's your meal time, snack time, or a break from work, schedule it. Schedule in your calendar so that no one disturbs, and step away from the screen and refresh your brain and come back. So these are few most important things where I use it on regular basis. Probably if anyone tending towards the need of emotional support, or if you want AI to help you to become better or better than from what you are. Say, for example, I just started like for last 14 years, I was like any other developer going through work, and I did not find any time to go outside, think about outside the work. But once I started using the AI, I could think of doing the community contributions, and then started this speaking, and then started writing, authoring blogs, etc. So only once we take time to understand us, or take breaks from our daily routines, we would be able to enjoy more. Having said that, I'll stop here. Thank you for so much, Gomati, for this opportunity. I know this is like not usually expected, but whenever you call for women, I tend to present this session so that it can be helpful for others as well. So that's the QR code if anyone wants to connect with me. But thanks for your time and thanks for your patience.
Hey, thank you so much, Divya. for really a heartfelt session because you reminded us how important it is to care our mental health, manage our daily routines, and also balance amidst of everything we do. And really, because being a woman, I know managing the family, kids, and all these things is not easy, but we are doing that daily. And your insights were so relatable and grounding, especially for women who are juggling work, learning, and family, every single day. On behalf of everyone here and the entire She Powers BA community, I really thank you for inspiring us to not only grow in our career, but also to take care of ourselves along the way.
True. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank
Over to
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Divya.
Bye.
Hi everyone. Yes, I hope you have been following the previous sessions, like like you have been learning Power BI and installing all those stuff. So today we'll be discussing about how to model the data, what is data modeling in Power BI, and also I'll just start with a basic DAX. Okay. Um, so let me just start because here I don't have a proper network. That's why I didn't switch on the video, and there might be some network glitch as well. So if it is so, please just watch it in the YouTube as well. Okay. So anyhow, I'll try to make it better. So yes, now let us just I'm just sharing my screen. If it is visible, just let me know. And I hope you all attended till the previous session, if I'm not wrong. If you haven't attended, like you can just go ahead and you can see here. If you just go ahead to like TikTok, so here you can find it in your like in the playlist. You can find it here in the playlist. You can find Sheep Hours BI. If you have missed the previous sessions, we have connected already. We have done with 3 sessions, and one is a feature session which is all about like resume building and all these things, so you can find it over here. And today we are going to discuss about the data modeling. If you have missed the previous sessions, I recommend you to go ahead and watch that. And yes, I'm just going to start with, so this is the data. So these things which I have already discussed, like how to import the data. This is how we have gone through step by step, how to download and install Power BI, and how to import the data, and how to connect the data to that. And also we have also discussed about, like in the previous session we also discussed about the transformation basic Power Query editor here. Now it is like connecting your data is here, and you can see here in the Power BI you have these 3 options which are main options. Okay, before that, have you all launched your Power BI? And this data is already there in your classroom. If you are a part of a classroom, can you just confirm whether you all have this one, whether you all have installed a Power BI, you have imported your data? Can you please confirm? Okay, so I'm just proceeding. I'm not sure like how many of you are in a situation to respond me back, and how many of you are can talk to me back. So I'm just proceeding with that. If you have any questions, just stop me right away, and I'm happy to answer your questions. Okay. So this is your Power BI, like model view. We are in the model view. This is the model view. When you open your Power BI, by default, it will be in the report view. Okay, this is your report view. So if you click on this report view, you can see it's very clean, and we haven't created any visuals here. So that's why it's showing very clean. Okay, so if you just go ahead, and click on this model view, you can see the data which you have imported. So once you click this, you can see these are the 3 tables which I have imported, and you can find that you have this cardinality. Okay, this is the cardinality where how the data are connected with, how the data are really connected, either with one to one or many to many, one to many, or what. Okay, so this is what the primary connection which is already made, and Power BI will automatically understand how the data will be connected. Okay, this is the primary basic feature of a Power BI. When you import the data, it will automatically understand how the tables are connected. So you can see here that this is my orders table and your returns table, multiple orders table, and you can see it is connected with many to one. Okay. As well as you have a people table, one people is connected with multiple order. Okay. So this is how basically it is connected. And on the right side, you can see you have the properties. We have already discussed about these things in the previous video, but anyhow, I'm just giving you a hint about like how you can just go ahead with. Okay, you can see here that this is the, a relationship. This is the table, and which column is basically acting as a key column. And this is the cardinality, and you can see it's a many to one. Okay, and then you can also find that this is the table and the column, and it also makes this relationship active, yes or no. And you can also see the cross filter directions. Now, if you just go ahead and see on the right side, you can see the tables which are connected with. You have three tables here. One is in orders, people, and written. Okay, and if you click on this model, you can see that you have these much models. Like this is the how it is really connected with. You don't have any semantic calculation groups. The relationship here, how it is actually connected with. Okay, so this is what exactly, the data and the connection. So this is what the relationship between the table which we are really connected with. Okay, so if you just either if you double click on any one table, if I'm selecting this table, you can see that the name of the table, the description, the synonyms, row labels, the key columns, anything. If you want to customize, you can also do that here. Okay, and on the top you can find there is a manage relationships. So if you click on this manage relationships, you can find that you have this, already you have these relationship which is already, connected with like orders ID is connected with how, like one to one and one to many. Orders region is connected with how, so it's an orders region and all these things. Okay, so you can find all these things here. And if you want to create a new relationship, you can also try to connect with it. Of course, if you want to connect with a relationship, you need a common column. That is, one should be at least a one primary key and one foreign key should be there so that you can easily connect with. Okay, so I'm just proceeding further. Okay, let me just complete it because I'm just worried about my network. So once I complete, I'll just take 20 more minutes to complete. Once it's over, then you can ask me questions, or else you can just comment your questions here. I'll be seeing that after the session. Probably I'll be answering all these things. Then the data set will be available in the classroom. If you are here in this classroom, you can find it, or else I'll again post it. Okay. Mm, you can find. I hope you are in this classroom, right? If I'm not wrong, I'll post it here. Okay, just I'm posting it. So you can just now watch it and let me know. Like you can try and let me know. I know you. I hope you are connected with me through LinkedIn, right? So you can just connect with me through there. Okay. Okay. So please get the data set from there. You can find the data set from there. Okay. So in the previous session, I have informed like how you can clean the data and make this connection happen. Okay. So once you're done, you can find it here. Fine, your data is here, and if you wanted to, like if you just click on this three dots, fine, this is here is your three dots. If you just click on these three dots, you can see a lot of options for a particular table, like a new measure, the column, query editing, manage relationship, incremental refresh, manage aggregation, all these options which are available, which are really essential for, like any data analyst or a data scientist or, everybody. So now let us either you can either you can create a measure from here, like you can select a new measure from here, or you can just go back to your report view. You can create it from here. Okay, you have these three dots. You can either click here, go ahead and create a new measure, or else you can also select it from here. Okay, so you have three, and also you have even one more ways to do it. One more way is what you can select your table, this one table view, and even from here you can select the measure. Okay, so these are the various ways you can create a measures. Okay, any queries this till this point? If you want me to unmute you, if you want to talk to me, you can just raise your hand. I will enable your mic. Okay, I'm just proceeding. I hope there are no queries, so I'm just proceeding with this. So here the measures. First of all, what is a measure? So a measure in a Power BI is a calculation which is created using DAX. Okay, then what is DAX? DAX is a data analysis expression. Okay, DAX is data analysis expression. This is like a measure. Like you can create it whenever you want it. Okay, so think of measures as a dynamic formula. The result changes depending on the slicers, or the filters and the visuals. Okay, so you can create the DAX formula. So you can see here on the right side that whenever data is imported, if your data has a number field, you can see the postal code is the number field here. Here you can see that row ID is a number. Okay, and you can see that if you just scroll towards the right side, you can see that the sales, quantity, discount, profit, all are the number fields. So whenever you are importing your data, all the number fields are considered to be the aggregations. You can see here, right? These are all the aggregated data. Okay, so you can also expand people. In people and per returns, we don't have any, numbers. So it won't show up the numbers. It won't show up the aggregated data. Okay. So these are all the implicit measures. We call these things as an implicit measure. So whenever data is imported into your Power BI, automatically these measures are created. Okay. So you can create the explicit measures if you want. If you want, you can create the explicit measure. So how you will create an explicit measure is what either you can create it in any of these three view. Okay. If you are in the report view, you can, this is your report view. If you are in the report view, you can either select it from here. You can see new measure. Okay. Or else you can also click here in the three dots and create the measure. Okay, this is one way of doing it. Okay, so next comes is what either if you are in the table view, you can create a measure from here, new measure. Okay, or again, you can see that from here you can create a new measure. So this table is data pane is common. Okay, and the next one is the model view. If you are in the model view, you can create it from here, you add a measure, or else from the top. Okay, you have these much options to create it, right? So if you want to create a measure, let us just go back to this one, like either any way we can do it, either way we can do it. I'm just going back to the reports and I am planning to do it from here. Okay, so the first one, it's a measure, a simple measure we are going to create. So let us just click on this measure, new measure, click select here. You can see that a new measure is created here. Okay, and also you can find it here. This is your formula bar. Okay, it will start with creating a measure. You can find that this is showing measure and you cannot see the format. It is uncategorized. Let me just go ahead and start with, like mm, writing a simple measure. For example, I want to go with the total sales. Okay, and I'm going to create sum. Okay, so when you start typing anything, it will automatically bring you what are the functions which are directly available. So since I started with SUM, it is showing what are the function which starts with sum. And you can see here that it has fx. Okay, fx means function. Even if you just start typing a, you can see all the functions which starts with a. If you start with b, you can see all the functions which starts with b. Likewise, you can see some intelligence like here, where it will show you what are the functions which you have. So let me just start with a simple function, that is sum. And you can see here, once you start with sum, you can see that it is accepting only one column name, and it should be a column name. It should not be a table name. It should only accept the column name. Okay, so you have to tell what is your column name. So I'm just going to go with sales. And what you can see here is what, when you are referring to the column name, you have to refer to the table name as well. So the table name will be automatically fetched by the Power BI. And this is how you can use the aggregate function. Sum is called as an aggregate function. So what it will do, if I enter this, if I create this particular, measure, it will go and search for the sales. This is my sales column. It will just go ahead and add all the column, like all the rows, and it will give me only one value, which sum all the data here. So this is what we call it as a aggregate functions. Okay, so if you want to see how it actually works, so you can see that you have this total sales available. You can see it is showing a calculator symbol. What is that calculator symbol means is what, it is showing that it is the measure which is created by you. Yes, so it is showing that this is the measure which is created by you. So that's why it is showing the calculated symbol. Okay, this means it's an explicit measure in the sense you are creating this measure. Okay, so this is a simple measure example. Okay, so this is your basic example of how to create a measure. Fine, if you have any questions, you can post it, share, or else I'll continue with. Okay, if you want me to unmute you, you can just raise the hands. I will help you out. I'm just proceeding further. If you have any questions, please post it or raise the hands. Okay. So the next comes is what, like quick measure. So what is this quick measure? So in few scenarios, we have some common calculations to be performed, right? If you want to find the average per category, variance per category, max per category, min per category. So these are the common calculations which are often performed in any business intelligence or in any data analytics. So these are the common calculations. If you want to try, you can use it directly instead of writing a big, like a DAX function. Let us just go ahead with, a running total. Okay. So I'm just clicking on the running total. So it is asking me, okay, the base value. What is the base value? I'm just picking up the sales and keeping the base value. And the field it is asking, which field you want the running total. So I'm just bringing the category and placing it here. It's very simple. You have to select one measure here. I've selected running total, and you have to tell what is the base value and what is a field. Okay. So I have to select the base value. Base value should be the number, which is the explicit measure. And the field should be something like a string value, string column. Okay, I have used the field. And in the directions, you can use whether it is an ascending order or the descending order. So in the category, you can even replace with some other one, like even if it can be a product name, you can find the product name and it's a sales cat, sum of sales. So once it's done, you can simply select this add. So if you click this add, so what happens? See, it has created a quick measure for you. We haven't written a single code, single DAX query here. It automatically created the query with a proper, like a proper column name. This is the column name. This is a function which is used. And this is an inner function, filters, all these things it has created. We haven't written any single code. Okay, once it's done, just press enter. If you're fine with this, just press enter. And you can see that your data is here. That is sum of sales. Okay, it is also a measure. Let us try to visualize this measure. Let's see like what is happening here. So what I'm going to do is what I'm going to bring in the product name and then some running total. Okay, you can see that this is the product name and this is the sum of running total here. Okay, so this is what actually um, coming up here. Okay, this is your running total, your product name, and the running total is coming up here. Okay, this is how you can see that you can create a quick measure. So what you have to try, once you are after the session, you should go ahead and try that how to create a quick measure. What are the various quick measures you have and how you can use this quick measures. Okay, this is the one which you're going to try after the session and let me know during the session. Okay, and I'll be showing you one more thing, which is like creating a calculated column. How to create a calculated column here. Let us just go ahead with creating a calculated column. So you can see here, you have these data here. And one thing you should note is what so far we have created two measures, right? Sum of sales, sum of running, and the total sales. You cannot find this measure in the table. In the table, you cannot find the measures which we have created. Okay, whereas if you create a calculated column, that column you can find it in the table. So what is the difference is what? Calculated column will create the calculations for each and every row. For example, I want to find the profit margin. Okay, so let me just go ahead with, creating a new column. Okay, just create a new column here. And then here I will go ahead with the profit margin. Divide. So you have to go with the numerator. So what is the numerator? You have to say, I'm going to divide the profit. And then I have to show the denominator. So the denominator is the sales. Okay. So I want to do this division, like profit divided by sales. And if you press enter, you can see that a new column is created for me, which is a profit margin. And what is a profit margin I got when I'm selling a product. Okay, so this is what really essential. When if you wanted to calculate something based on each and every row, then you have to go calculated column. Okay, and if you wanted to go ahead with you know any that is a measure, it's a consolidated measure, then consolidated value, only one value, then you have to go with the measures. Okay, So this is how basically this works. Okay. So these two things, usually everyone will be getting the interview question, like what is the calculated column, what is the DAX measure, what is the difference between the measure and the calculated column, and all these things. So you can find the difference here. Okay. When you're doing a measure, the measure is not saved in your data model. Okay, it is just, it will be there in the data pane. You cannot find it in the data model. Or else if you are creating a column, it is available in your table as well. Okay. So yes, any questions so far? If you want to talk, just let me know. And if you are planning to write your exam, like you may have your exam, DP600, which is the Fabric Data Analytics and Associate exam, or DP700, any of the exam, if you're planning, you can just get the 100% coupon. Okay, I'll be showing you where to get the 100% coupon here. 1 minute, just give me some time. I'm just opening it. If you are planning to write any of this course, I strongly recommend you to go ahead and register here. If you have already done, yes, okay. So here you can see that this is a Fabric Data Days which is happening. If you are attending any session, they will tell you like how to apply for the coupon. Okay, so we have an upcoming session which particularly talks about DAX. And if you are planning to write your exam, PL 300 exam, then this DAX completely talks about, like what are the DAX functions you should be ready to face this exam. Okay, so if you are really interested and if you wanted to, like if you wanted to enroll here, please go ahead and enroll. And I'm happy to share the coupons as well with you. Okay, I'm just pasting this link in the chat. And if you wanted to, I'll also post it in the LinkedIn. If you are available in LinkedIn, please also connect with me in the LinkedIn so that we can you will be knowing about all these, future events and everything. Okay, so this is what, and we have two more sessions left in your in the in your Sheep Hours BI. That is, one is in the next session we'll be designing interactive reports, and we will also explore AI tools. And finally, we will talk about, like how to map your new skill to a career opportunities and everything. Okay, so I'm also pasting the link for the upcoming session. If you have any other question in this session, you can just let me know. Or if you wanted to connect with me after, you can also do that through the chat. If you want to talk to me, just raise the hands. I will just unmute you. So yes, this is your Fabric Data Day sessions which is happening. If you need your coupon, please go ahead and submit the coupon here. And if you are willing to attend the future session which I am hosting, okay, you can also attend the future session here, which is happening on December 3rd. I think in 2 weeks, you can just attend the session and make use of it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm happy to answer those questions. So I will wait for another 3 minutes. If you don't have questions, we can end here because I'm really sorry for the bad weather and everything. And the topic which I plan to cover today, I have completed it, and I'll be posting this, like this Power BI, whatever I have discussed today, I'll be posting it in the classroom. If you are in the classroom, if you are part of a classroom, you'll be getting know about the latest updates, or even in the LinkedIn, I'll be posting about all those things. So hope there are no queries here. If you have any questions, please post it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day. We'll meet soon in the next session. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please register for the next session so that we can connect.